Welcome to another edition of the Fly Talk TV podcast. Yay. It's your boy Red Love, and I got a special guest in here with me today, Mr. Anthony.
What's good?
Yay.
Got the cup.
You know what I mean? We in here sipping tonight.
That cranberry.
I'm doing too much, man.
Yes, sir.
So what's going on with your boy? How you doing, man?
Chilling, man. Living life.
Word. That's
Just,
what's good, man.
Trying to get through day by day.
You already know. And this is the Fly Talk TV podcast where we created this for the creatives. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Anybody that got something creative, you're going to get something out of it. I promise you.
Yes, sir.
So let's get into it, man. Mr. Anthony, tell me a little something about yourself, where you're from, or like where you grew up at, like how was your schooling, how was your upbringing? You know what I mean, let's get into it.
All right. So the beginning, the youngin' days, man. I am from Houston, Texas. I've been there pretty much my whole life until the age of 18 when I joined the military. I went to, I moved around a lot, but the last school that I was at was Klein High School, and it's like the white neighborhood basically.
Okay.
And that's where really everything started for me. Is once I got to that side of Texas, I was just living, doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was moving around. I had a job. I was a waiter or a dishwasher first for like 3-4 months, and then I got promoted to the position of waiter.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, it was just everything kicked off.
So when you was in school, what type of student was you in school?
Me, I want to say the low-key ladies, man. Whereas, I was friends with all the girls,
okay,
but I never got with them type thing. And if I did, it never really worked out, but I still ended up friends with them.
Yeah.
Also, I was one of those ones that, just kind of made it by. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really do extra homework or stuff like that to get through school. I was failing at one point, and then I had to pick that shit back up.
Yeah.
And so I got on my own self and was just like, you know what? Let me do this real quick so I can get my diploma, so I can graduate and go to the military. Because otherwise, I would have never got that opportunity.
So that was already a pre-notion before getting out. You knew you was gonna go into the military.
17.
What prompted that decision? What made you think that?
Just thinking ahead of time, not knowing what I was gonna do.
And you know that would be somewhat of an outlet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I felt like it would have gave me the opportunity to really just figure out what I wanted in life. I knew music was a thing, but I wasn't as invested in music as I am now. So that's what led to me thinking all right, what do I really want to do after I graduate? Do I want to be like the norm? It's like, oh yeah, I'm trying to get a college degree and some shit that I don't want. I was like, nah, I'd rather just figure it out as I go.
Okay. So what branch did you decide to join?
Marines.
The Marine Corps. Shouts out to all the Marines out there, all the veteran Marines. Shouts out to them. Yeah, man. So how was that experience? Take me to the day one experience.
I love it. All right, so I'm gonna say that now. I miss the military. I wish that I had the feeling of going back, because there's certain experiences that I want to experience again, but I don't want to go back because I love music too much. So fuck that shit. First day, I remember taking the flight from Texas, getting to Cali, and I remember being on the plane looking down at the ground, and it was like, damn. This shit brown. That rhymed too. But I was like, this shit brown as hell out here. What the hell going on?
Was it hot or cold?
At the time when I got there, it was actually in between. It was like how Cali is described, where the weather was nice, even at nighttime. And I remember getting on the bus, and they had us put our heads down. That shit, when I first heard that shit, I was just like, this shit is dumb as hell. Why I gotta put my head down for us to go somewhere? So every time we were during the drive there, I would just peek up a little bit just to see where I'm at. Because I'm like, damn, y'all niggas put me in a spot I don't know. I'm not in Texas no more. So, you know what I'm saying? Where am I at? But yeah, we eventually got to MCRD, and I remember the yellow footprints, and they had us standing there. And I don't know, it was just the feeling of having myself, being yelled at by somebody else. It didn't really bother me until they started spitting on me.
Oh, damn, y'all was getting spitted on.
Yeah.
Spat on.
He was yelling. And not saying that he was like going overboard as if like we was already there type thing.
Right.
But he was yelling already from the jump, like they're known for doing, which at the time I was just like, all right, man, this nigga spitting on me.
So before that happened, what was your mind state? But like from the time you said they made y'all put y'all heads down, what was you thinking? Like,
man, it was between not having a thought process and also just thinking like, I wonder how this shit gonna turn out. It was like I was just in between, kind of, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's like you signed up for this shit. Like you know this what you was gonna do, so you already got to be ready to endure whatever challenge may come your way or whatever like that.
Yeah.
I feel you. Okay, so fun parts of it. What was the fun parts of basic?
Man, I say like watching people get IT. That was
But all right, for them that don't know, what's IT? Like how you break that down?
Honestly, even to this day, I still don't know the full definition. I just know it was an acronym. But I'm gonna say it's intensive training.
Okay.
I'm gonna just say that's what it is, intensive training. I never knew. I just knew it was IT.
We call that shit smoking. We gonna smoke your ass.
Yeah, that's funny though. Smoking. Like, you always get smoked on the
get your boots smoked quick.
Yeah, for real. That's funny. But damn, I forgot what the question was. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like what was your the fun parts about?
Oh, okay, the fun parts. I'm sorry. Yeah, so watching people get IT, I remember thinking his name was. It started with a D. Davida, something like that. That was his last name. But I remember this fool got IT because of someone in his what the hell you call it? It's when you got the 4 that's in charge of like their section. It's been a minute since I last like heard the terminology.
Yeah,
but basically you got the 4 that's in charge of their squad, basically. And so I'm gonna call him D. D got IT because Masters, who I do remember his name, Masters did something dealing with I think he was doing some dumb shit. It was some dumb shit he did. And they had Masters sitting down on some milk crates while D was getting IT, and they had him doing push-ups on the ground. And push-ups, crunches, burpees, jumping jacks, all that shit. This man is like red. I'm talking about like tomato red, screaming his ass off, bro. And they just like push. And I'm telling you, everybody in the squad bay is like hiding behind the racks because we laughing at this nigga.
Right.
Because he just like he just screaming, bro. So, and then the funniest part was one of the other instructors from the other platoon had came down to IT him. And that motherfucker got in his face. That's like he got down on all 4s like he was doing push-ups in front of him. He was like, yo, push. Blah, 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 blah. And that shit had me crying, laughing, bro. I was like, dog, that's some shit. He got IT. Oh, Masters, when he was sitting on the milk crate, they gave him, I think, a soda. And they had him like propped up and everything. And one of the instructors told him, tell him to push, Masters. Masters sat there like this, had his can. Push. And bro, I was like, it was a moment of silence that like made it so hilarious. You have to be there to really experience that shit. It was just that moment of silence when he told him to do that, and then he just took a sip of the soda and just said push, and like that shit was just so hilarious, bro. I swear.
You ever see somebody lose their shit like that probably didn't make it or didn't seem like they was gonna make it?
I would say that, where people didn't seem like they would. It was maybe 2 or 3. I know one got taken out of our cycle, if you want to call it that. I forget the terminology. Okay. But I know one got taken out of our cycle, and he was put somewhere else. I think it was for a medical reason. But he was never sent home. He was just there.
I got you.
So, yeah, I don't know what happened to him after that. I remember somebody in our platoon seeing him, and they say he was on crutches or some shit like that. But I don't know. They probably fucked him up for all I know.
That's crazy. Yeah. So, you do any traveling while you was in the Marines?
Oh man, that was the best part of it, man. I think anybody that don't know what they doing after they get out of school should go to the military just to experience what the world is like instead of being stuck in one spot.
Go see the world.
Yes, for real. Like being stuck in one spot, you don't know what's out there. Right. And oh man, so
Yeah, name the places you been. Let the people know where you like the spots you didn't touch down there.
All right, so I think it was the 31st Mu. Somerset, USS Somerset. I think it was 31st Mu. That we was on the ship. We left out of San Diego. I think it was 7 months that we was out at sea, and we visited Guam. We visited Hawaii.
Dope.
We went to, I think it was Oman. Either Oman or Duqm or something like that. It was one of the other Middle Eastern parts. We went to Djibouti, Africa, but we were not there for like no leisure or nothing like that. It was a field op that lasted, I think, like a month, and it was basically like this crater where we just had a setup, and that shit. I don't know. It was okay. You know what I'm saying? Being out in the field during that time because it's just a different area, but it felt like Cali still because it was just we in the field. And Cali has those open areas basically the same way.
Yeah, I know. Being in Fort Irwin, that shit was just what you were explaining.
Yeah. Where else did we go? Singapore. Singapore was fun.
Damn, that shit sound dope.
Singapore was fun.
I've been reading about Singapore too. It's some interesting shit about that place. Bro.
That shit definitely was fun. I'm pretty sure I'm missing one. But after the first deployment, we went back to Cali. And then the second deployment, we was in Japan.
Oh, okay. What part of Japan?
Okinawa.
Shouts out to Okinawa. Japan. I got a few people over there doing their thing, man. Shouts out.
Oki was fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Oki, bro. Oh my God. I wish I could go back out there. The culture, the people out there, man. Yeah. Like it was a vibe. It definitely was a vibe. And then we visited Osaka for Christmas and New Year's. And bro, being able to drink and walk around drunk like that and not have to go home, you know what I'm saying? Like it was just crazy just being out there like
the
that,
best
bro.
night ever.
Yes. And you know what I'm saying? For 4 days straight, just doing nothing but that. Really 5, but just doing nothing but that. And it's just like, bro, this is the life.
But and on top of that, think about it. Like we can be in Chicago, you can be in Detroit, you could be in Texas, you can be in Florida, and do the same thing. You could party, but it's a difference when you over there seeing they culture while you party.
Yeah,
it's a total different vibe. Like you know what I mean?
It definitely is, man.
And it's just, I can only speak from my experience. This shit just funner because it's you more carefree. You ain't really watching over your shoulders, looking at let me see if because people be on some bullshit out here.
Oh yeah, most
like
definitely, yeah.
You having too much fun. They coming for that out here, but over there, ain't nobody. They partying just like you.
Yeah, they just having fun, living life, man. I definitely
dope.
Like if I could just like spend like maybe at least 2 to 3 years out there just to live out there, I would. I tell my girl, I tell my family, yo, we going out here. We gonna experience their culture for a little while and then come back to the States.
That's real.
And let y'all see the difference. That's real. It'll be such a major shift for them because my people ain't never been nowhere outside like that, bro.
I feel you.
I want to give them that opportunity, man. Because that shit, everybody has to experience that because just seeing it on the news is one thing. And the news only gonna tell you so much.
Right.
They're not gonna tell you everything else. They make countries still seem like they poor. Man, them countries ain't like that. Everybody, all these technological advances we've been making in the world.
Right.
How is a country still poor like that? Ain't no country still poor like that, man. Even Africa. Now, not dissing, you know what I'm saying? Because there's still situations that people being put in like that where they're less fortunate. But not every single time you hear about the country, it's like that. You know what I'm saying? There are advances that have been made to where they're being accommodated. You know what I'm saying? It's just they don't want to show you that. Because they want to keep painting this picture where it's like, oh, yeah, this is what they still been going through since 2006.
It's like a saying, what they say, he who controls the media controls the people. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's only like we show you what we want you to see so that you can draw your own narrative, but it's purposely done type shit.
Yep.
So
And the thing is, all they doing is their job. I mean, they following orders, but
but it's a fucked up agenda at the end of it. You know what I mean?
Yep. That is so true.
It's crazy.
That's so true.
All right, so let's go like transitioning now, like like getting out of the Marine Corps. What was your thought process? What was your plan in your head? Like, all right, I know I'm getting out. Let me figure out what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna reside at. Like, what was your whole way of going about it?
Well, I'll start off saying this. I wish I would have actually taken the initiative to plan it out.
Okay.
Because I just had the mindset almost as the same as when I went in, where it's, oh, I know I'm doing this, so I'm going to just go with the flow instead of being like, oh, what can I get out of this? You know what I'm saying? So that's how it happened where I was EASing. I was just like, okay, I know I want to get out. I know it's for music, but I didn't really take the necessary steps like that. You know what I'm saying? I just got out. And then for a year straight, I was just living.
Where were you? Were you back in Texas?
I was.
Okay.
I went back to Texas. I was in spring.
What year?
This was 2019.
Oh, damn. That ain't too, that's pretty recent.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got out early. It was May. Was it May or June? I think it was June. My EAS date was July 13th, but I had a month leave in advance, basically.
Okay, yeah, I feel you.
I went back to Texas, and for like the first couple of days, I was just spending hella money because I had.
I was about to say, how did it feel? Like, how did you feel knowing that you ain't got to report to nobody no more? You ain't got to go do no bullshit no more. So it's like, but then it's like, damn. My routine has been changed.
Yeah.
Like,
oh man, that not to cut you off.
No. Like that's a real shit. Like that's what happens.
That was like the major thing for me was the fact that my routine changed. I didn't wake up, get breakfast, go to work, do whatever, get off at 4:30, depending on how long it was, and then go to the gym or go play the game and. Same cycle, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or go get showered, then do everything else.
Right.
It switched up. Now I'm just waking up and like, all right, what the fuck am I doing today? And it's just like, shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
It's on you, though.
Yeah, it's like,
really
damn, I'm free.
You.
I'm actually free to do this shit now. It's just like, fuck, what do I do? And so in that process, I was, I had got a couple of hotels for myself for like the nights that I was still trying to find where I was gonna stay. And I was just like, damn, I'm spending money I shouldn't be spending. Then I was like, you know what? Let me I'm stay with my grandma. Stay with her for almost a full year. Well, not actually, no, I'm sorry. So I stayed with her for like almost a month. Then I got my apartment with my best friend from high school, Sean. Shout out, Sean. We had stayed in our apartment for, I think we got it in August or something like that. I think it was August, but we stayed in there for a couple months. But it got to a point where after we was working at FedEx at the time. I had a job then, but we wasn't making enough. And this is not to put any blame on him or anything like that, but I'm going to just keep it real.
Right.
Financial management was a big issue in that situation to where, for one, we was putting money towards weed because I was smoking at the time.
Give me the age range where y'all was at.
Well, let's see, I'm 24 now. I think I was, that's what, 3 years, right? 19, 20, 22. So, yeah, I was 21.
And he
is 21 as well. He's just a couple months after me.
Oh, yeah, well, that's expected. Nobody ain't going to have that shit together as far, but in your mind, you can't tell yourself that. In your mind, you figure y'all got this shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but looking back at it, you can see now, like, boy.
I feel like it definitely should have been some more discussion on that.
Feel you.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like asking him about his finances to see where he's at, and then assessing mine more than what I did. Because I was like, oh, yeah, I got $4,000 or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I could put it down in the apartment, make sure we set, whatever the case. And then that shit just went away. And then it was just like, fuck, I need a job. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I need a fucking job now, bro. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Where the fuck this $4,000 went? Shit. And then, yeah, man, it was fun. Like, I ain't gonna say, like I said, I ain't putting no blame on him or nothing like that. It was fun living with my homie, man. Like, we've been homies since high school, dog. We get to kick it with each other. It's because I've been gone for 4 years, man. We trying to get turned up.
Right.
But it's only so much you can do when you ain't got the funds. You know what I'm saying? It's
then shit. The reality sits in.
Yeah.
It sets in, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, man. It's just like, damn, dog. We couldn't even get our own furniture. That's how bad it was. We was living in that apartment for however long with no furniture. He had a bed in his room. I was sleeping on the floor still, the whole time,
shit.
even while we was working. The money we was making, it was part-time. It was part-time money working at FedEx. We wasn't making enough. And I had to pull extra hours just to be able to have enough money to pay for the rent or whatever other bill. Mind you, I had my car note, I had my phone, I had to rent. I had to get the lights. I had to pay extra for whatever thing they had going on at the apartment complex at the time. Internet. We was trying to keep internet on because we needed that shit too. Well, actually, I don't even think we even get internet. I don't even think we did. I think we was using a hotspot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't think we had the internet. Yeah, because I couldn't even be on my PlayStation. That's all I remember. Like I couldn't play. Yeah, I couldn't play on the PlayStation how I wanted to. We didn't have internet. We was using a hotspot to watch stuff on the TV that I had won from FedEx. It was a 65-inch. I let him have it because I was like, all right, I got my 32-inch. I'm fine with that. I was used to having.
But you was a real one. You was a real one. Shit, that man said 65-inch.
Yeah, I was just like, man, you can have that big ass TV, dog. I'm fine with my 32.
That's real.
And plus, I was known for breaking TVs because of video games. So I was like, I'm not. Yeah. I was like, I'm not gonna keep that shit
because it probably turned out bad down the road with
I ended up breaking that 32-inch. Yeah.
A nigga stole mine.
Damn.
He ain't even shipped my shit, bro.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So, let me think. All right, so you noticed that was a huge ass difference from the Marine life, the way that was. Like, that shit changed up quick.
Yeah, it did.
So,
really did.
How did that situation eventually end? And then, like, what was the next move after that?
All right, so, I don't want to like shed a tear or nothing because it's like it's one of them situations where I still remember the feeling.
But that's the whole reason of this podcast, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's all about, I mean, just keeping this shit. Because trust and believe, it's plenty of people out here that relate to the same thing, and that's our whole objective is to show people it ain't all about all this superficial shit you see every day. Mm-hmm. People go through real life shit. So, I mean, if it's on your heart to share it, then you know what I mean. It's all love.
Gotcha. So it got to a point where, and this is the first time I ever really knew what depression was. I had my ex at the time, and she was going through depression, but it was just like, my mind, I'm like, you could change that narrative. You know what I'm saying? You could actually get through that and, like, you know, do something about what you're feeling until it actually happened to me. And the feeling is constant dread, constant feeling like you're not good enough, constantly putting yourself down. You know what I'm saying? And it got to that point when I was staying with him where it's like, damn, man, we can't get no furniture. We struggling to pay the damn rent. I can't even pay my bills like how I want to. Like, this shit is depressing. It's fucking depressing, bro. And it's just like I say, I don't put blame on him at all because, I mean, shit, I would say part of it's my fault too because of not taking the necessary steps to make sure we were set in the first place.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had those financial classes in the military and shit, and I still fucked it up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But it's just one day I told him, I was like, bro, I can't do it no more. I was like, dog, it's too much for me. And, you know, still trying to adjust to the civilian life. It was just like, damn, man, I'm still trying to, like, I feel normal, but I still feel robotic at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I'm so used to one thing, and I'm still trying to adjust.
You was transitioning. Hell yeah.
And that shit, it just became too much with all the bills piling up and not being able to pay the shit when I was used to being able to pay my bills on time every time.
It wasn't even a thought.
Yeah.
It was just natural
that shit was taken care of just like that because I got paid for it, and I didn't give myself too many bills. Then it's just like, fuck, now I'm living like this. I can't even go and get myself a soda. You know what I'm saying? I can't get the normal thing that most people would see as a luxury. And
then what's crazy is we try to shield that type of stuff so the outside don't know this type shit.
Yep.
We walk around like everything is all right, you know what I mean? But deep down, you know, like, man, what the fuck? How did this shit turn out like this that quick? Like, how did I get here?
It did seem like a blur. Yeah. Just like that. Where first I was getting out, you know, laughing and giggling with everybody, starting to smoke. Next thing you know, fuck, I can't pay half my bills how I want to.
Quick, though. Yeah. That shit happens
just
quick.
Like that. And then so I was like, all right, man, look, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to have to move out. So I ended up staying with my grandma again. Okay. And that was November of 2019. So, yeah, we didn't stay in the apartment complex long because it was, I believe it was August, September, October. I think it was almost 3 months.
Okay.
Then in November, I moved out. I think it was November 19th. I don't know why I remember that date. But it's just like, it's like certain times when certain stuff happened, you remember that, you know? Right. So I moved back then with my grandma. And at that point, I was still struggling with bills. Mm-hmm. On top of that, my name was still on the lease, too. And so with my homie trying to find a roommate and still keep the apartment, you know what I'm saying? That was one thing to like keep my eyes on. Then on top of that, myself. And then also my grandma, because, you know, it's her, my grandfather, and my uncle. My uncle is what's the term? He special needs, basically.
I got you.
So he can't do for himself.
Right.
My grandma was taking care of him. And like they got their own shit going on. Now they got a nigga from the military that ain't even financially stable.
But they ain't gonna look at it like that.
Nah.
You will see that. You will feel like that. But they ain't gonna see it like that. You was probably a assistance. You was probably a helping hand around that joint.
I was. I even asked, like, and the thing is, and my grandma, she used to, I would say she used to get on my nerves with this all the time, where I'd be like, you know, if you need me to do something, let me know.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't expect me to do it because I don't know what
read
you
minds.
need. Yeah, I can't read your mind. I don't know what you need. So it's better for you to let me know. Like, say, for instance, giving her money. Me, I'm so used to saving money, I hold my money until I use it for me. You know what I'm saying? She was like, I got to pay my way. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine with that. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what you need me to pay. If you need me to pay our phone bills or whatever, because, I mean, I had my own bill, but I was like, I included hers. You know what I'm saying? If I needed to.
Right.
And this was actually during the time when I had got another job, too.
Okay.
I forgot to mention that. I got a job doing roofing construction.
How'd you like that shit? That shit sound like hot days, guys.
It was. It definitely was. Hot days, rainy days, some cold mornings. You know what I'm saying? Fingers froze like a motherfucker trying to, like, you know, move the shit or whatever.
They say motherfuckers get drunk during break.
Oh man! If only I always had a 12-pack of Coronas in the little Airbnb we would stay at whenever we got off work.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, man, I need to drink for this shit. Because waking up every day, working almost 10. I think almost like 10 hours.
But that's better than the part-time work.
Yeah, like, definitely.
It's real work. It's definitely real ass work. You're gonna feel that shit. But like you said, you had the damn 12-pack after that to relieve all of that. But you noticed it was a step up.
It definitely was.
Right.
Man, I'm telling you, as soon as I got that job, it was Tradesman International.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Tradesman.
Shouts out to them, even though I lost connections with whoever because of COVID, and we're gonna get to that story. Because, you know, it's a chronological thing that's leading to all this
For sure. That's what we here for. I already know.
So, yeah, I was working for Tradesman. I was pulling in almost 60 hours a week.
Shit.
60 hours a week, and I started off, I think, at like $19 or $20 an hour, and then they bumped me up to 22, I think, 22, 23.
Damn.
So that's,
okay.
that's good money coming in every 2 weeks, and I'm working almost 60 hours every week.
Oh, yeah, that's a hell of a
I can't do the calculations, but you know what I'm saying?
That's a bounce back,
money.
though.
Yeah, that's money in my pocket, nigga. I can pay my bills now, you know what I'm saying? I can afford shit again. I ain't got to worry about struggling like that.
But
good.
that struggle showed you, all right, I can't fuck this up. Like,
that
was
a big thing.
It's like a reminder, all right, now I know I cannot do what I did last time.
Yeah. That was definitely an eye-opener. It's like, shit. Like, I let myself slip and fall hard. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to let that shit happen again.
It's part of life, though. I feel like everybody needs to have that to wake them up to realize, because people that don't never have that shit, let it happen at the age of 30, 32, 34.
Bro,
they gonna be fucked up because they ain't never had no shit like that hit them before. So
that's when that's an epiphany for them at
right.
that age. Yeah, that shit.
They ain't know that shit exists unless it's people that they was connected to that share their experiences. But as far as themselves, they ain't on it. That don't exist to them. So
that shit is crazy.
No,
I'm telling you, it's like a beautiful thing, but it's also like a horrendous thing. Having like, I was already mature before the military, but the military enhanced that. You know
I can believe it.
So it's just like, it's amazing, just like experiencing stuff at the age that you're at, especially if it's a young age, and being able to articulate it to where even people older than you understand your persona, your characteristics of how you are as a person, just based off experiences that they might have gone through either before or after your age.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And for you to even be able to articulate that to them, it's crazy. It's a beautiful thing, but it's horrendous at the same time because it's like, damn, you had to go through that.
So
crazy,
that with you saying that, like, now is making me transition to, okay, going back to the apartment situation with your homeboy, even on to like going back to grandma's, what role did music play in all of this shit? Did it help you, or was it a passion? Was you music driven through all of this shit, or it just music came at like later on or something?
So to get to that question, I'll just give the backstory.
Gotcha.
I've been making music since I was 8.
Oh yeah. You rooted.
Yeah. So at 8 years old, I was just doing, the BS stuff, just writing stuff and just thinking it sounded good. Yeah, like everybody
having
else.
fun with it.
Yeah. And my dad, shout out to him.
Yeah.
He said I was doing that shit since I was 4. So I have no recollection of it.
Is he musically inclined?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like my mom says this. She's like, he got the freestyling down. Like, cause he used to be a monster at freestyling, right? So my mom said he used to piss people off with his freestyles because he used to murder niggas.
That's crazy.
And for me, I got the other half of it where my writing, my pen game is basically that level, but more because it's just I study. You know what I'm saying? I actually enhance my shit, and that's because of a whole nother reason, which if you want, we can get to that after. But I want to get back to your question, though.
Okay.
So I'm making sure I keep myself grounded because my brain starts going everywhere, bro.
Yeah, it's all good, bro. The love for the music.
Yeah. So at 12 is when I actually kind of took the initiative to actually like start writing more.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was still fun, but I was actually writing songs. So I started doing remixes.
It became a craft.
Yeah, it became a thing. Yeah, a craft like that where it's like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I got a beat that I'm listening to. So around the time between 12 and 15 was, I know it was Drake that put out Headlines. I wrote a remix. Actually, the whole Take Care album, I think I wrote at least like 4 or 5 remixes. It was what's the track list? Headlines was one of them.
Right. And then you had Crew Love. You had the joint he did with Ross. You had
I did that one.
Cameras.
Lord knows I did that one.
I like Cameras and
what's the one with Birdman?
Birdman was on.
Yeah, Birdman was talking though. He wasn't rapping. It was like his little insert.
Yeah.
Time stunt nigga. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, it's what's the
I
name
can't
of
think
this
of the
song?
name of it though. I know what you took.
Huh? We'll Be Fine.
Okay,
that's what the name of it was. There was those 3 and 2 more songs. I can't remember them. But that's when I was doing that. I was rewriting. I was writing remixes to Lil Wayne stuff. She Will. I was doing that. I did something to Hypher, but I couldn't. I was trying to get it how Drake did. Now that all right. So now that we're in school,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Listening to Drake's verse,
right?
I've tried to imitate that verse every single time. I cannot go through a full breath. Now I know you could just comp that shit together. You can literally just rap that shit here, rap it here, rap it here and here, and just put it together, and it's all like that.
Free game.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't him even just going through the whole verse by himself. I've done that. You know what I'm saying? I've practiced that verse literally from start to finish, trying to get it in one take.
For sure.
With a full breath and making sure I take the breaths when I need them. That man, when he gets to that part where he's all my exes live in Texas like I'm George Strait.
Yeah.
Where they go to Georgia State where tuition is handled by some random nigga that live in Atlanta that she only see when she feels obligated. They told me the first time we dated, but she was on Angel, so we never waited. I took her for sushi. She wanted to fuck, so we took her to go. Told them don't even play it, and we never talked to her much if that blew up. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I forget some of the words, but it gets to a part
you
where
got that shit though.
When it gets to the end of it, it's like you running out of breath so much. It's like, damn, I can't finish it. And it's just like, bro.
Yeah, knowing they was comping.
Yeah. And I'm like, I know for sure because that shit definitely needs takes to do that. And that's not putting Drake down at all. That's just saying, like, he didn't get that shit in one breath. That shit definitely took a couple of takes to get down, and especially comping. Well, for the viewers, comping is putting tracks together. So if you're recording one track, and then if you have another track, or if you playlist the track in Pro Tools, you got the one track, which is the track you recorded on, it's the main one, and then you make a duplicate of it and you record on there. Playlist,
man, right?
And so what you do is after you have that main track and you do the playlist tracks, which is basically re-recording the same track, all you do is take out what you don't like and put what you do like on that main track.
You hear this, man, right?
So you can have 10 different tracks, and you can take from each of those 10 tracks and put them together on the main track and have it sound effortlessly. as if that nigga never took a breath or if he just got it all in one take type shit. Long as the energy is the same, the tone, timbre, all that shit. Long as it's the same, it sounds like he never had to take a pause to redo a part. That shit crazy.
You hear that? That's
shit is
free
crazy.
game. I'm trying to tell you.
But I used to and I'm still trying to get back to your question because we started going off into different tangents and stuff, man.
It's all good, brother. It's all good.
So yeah, all right. So that was my remix phase. I was writing a bunch of remixes.
I got one. Did you do something for the ride? I got a feeling you had to rap over the ride.
I actually started. I started something for the ride because that beat is cold, bro. Like that beat is so cold. I started something for that, but I never got to finish it because I started moving on to other stuff.
I got you.
Yeah, so it was one of those ones where it's like I had probably like a verse written. Excuse me. Either a verse or half a verse written, but I didn't finish it because I was just like, all right, I'm moving on to the next song. Because at that time too, I was still trying to figure out how to write, like
trying to just fill out your style.
Yeah,
I got you.
Yeah, I was still getting used to doing that because it was just like. Beats like that, I know what it needs. I'm not at that level yet. You know what I'm saying? To actually talk like that.
So who was your influences? Like who was your go-to artist that you listened to? Like,
oh man. So this was before age 17. I used to just listen to, it was predominantly Lil Wayne, Drake, a bit of T-Pain, who else was it? A little bit of Lil Keke.
that's Texas.
J. Cole. J. Cole. Yeah, Cole was one of the main ones who I was listening to at the time. Right. And this was when he was still doing all his early shit. So before was it Friday Night Lights? I think it was before Sideline Story. Okay. So everything before that. So Warm Up, Friday Night Lights, all his little EP covers that he was doing like Kanye. It's the I forget what it is, but it was like the football was the image.
I think that's Friday.
Every Given Sunday. That's what it was.
Oh, okay.
It was his Every Given Sunday series or something like that. It was one of those. And then all his previous projects before that. I was on those. And the first song that put me on Cole was Blow Up.
Okay.
That was the first one that put me on Cole.
Bitch, I'm
about to blow up. Like, I used to fucking jam that shit full blast in my ears, bro, because I just love the sonics of the song.
I feel you.
And J. Cole is just that nigga.
Right.
Like, before he, got to the level he at now, he was that nigga to me then. He was at that level already to me because that was somebody who I was just like, damn, like, I want to get like him.
When it come down to J. Cole, I get a lot of people. I get like negative vibes from people when it come to Cole.
Oh, man, I don't like people like that.
And it's like, hey, man, all I know, boy be spitting. And it's like positive shit. It ain't nothing like.
Man, it's preach.
Yeah, it's preach. It's all positive vibes.
Yes,
like, he gonna show you a different way. But when I talk to people about Cole, they be like, okay, prime example, when he try to harmonize and sing. Some people do not like that shit. They like, well, no, he ain't a singer. He shouldn't even try to even you doing a dishonest, like a disservice to real singers.
Man.
So it's like, hey, man, it's all subjective at the end of the day. It's your opinion, what you like to listen to, what you don't.
Yeah.
I commend him just for stepping behind the microphone and having a vision for whatever it is. Because creativity, you can't put a cap on that shit.
You cannot.
We wouldn't have this podcast if it wasn't for putting the cap on your creativity.
For real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so.
Nah. Yeah, like, so, all right, so not to put down any artist or nothing like that. Everybody's entitled to their opinions, okay?
For sure.
For everybody watching this podcast, everybody is entitled to their opinions. Don't slander nobody. Don't do no cancel culture, nothing like that.
Right.
So, look at artists like Future.
Right.
Future can't sing. He can harmonize, if anything. Everybody can harmonize. Not a lot of people can sing. Future does that. He harmonizes in some of his songs, and he does it with auto-tune. And J. Cole just recently started actually using auto-tune, if anything, if that's like the main thing they've been using lately more. You know what I'm saying? J. Cole does it, but he does it melodically to where like that shit flows in the pocket of the song.
But check the difference. The content.
That is true. Yes.
Future gonna give you where whoever mixing that shit, it's gonna have clarity to it, but the content so raw.
Yeah,
it's like over the stove, really whipping. It's that raw with the content. I just fucked your bitch. It's a Gucci flip flop.
Yeah.
Like,
but it's that raw content of what everybody wants to do. It's what everybody wants to do. It's not what everybody is living through. That's the thing. Everybody,
it's all smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors like a mud.
I remember Jim Jones said one time, "Hey man, you got to get the people what they want to hear." But what people are we talking?
It comes at a cost.
Oh, everything in life.
It comes at a cost to give people what they want to hear. Because the moment you give them what they want to hear, that's their image of you.
I had to draw the fine line, but I think that was just evolving and growth and just me like getting older in life. Like I love that ratchet shit. I love it. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah, there's a time for it. Yeah.
But that ain't me no more. Like that's just the reality of that shit.
Yeah, there is a time for it. I'm not knocking that shit because sometimes I listen to it myself. But
I call it gym music now.
Honestly, yeah. That's what that shit be used for. And man, motherfucker just want to get turned up. You gonna listen to some turned up shit. I don't care what it's talking about. It's mainly the beat that's turning me up. That beat hitting. You know what I'm saying? That shit, every time that kick hit, it makes me want to hit another rep. You know what I'm saying? Boom, boom. Or that bass hit. It makes me just want to keep going through the shit because that bass is driving.
Music more powerful than people realize.
Honestly.
Only the nose know.
Honestly, I did that shit all my time in the military. Every time I went to the gym, I'm on the treadmill or I'm doing whatever exercise, I'm jamming my music. Right. I don't want nobody fucking with me because I'm listening to this music. And for me, I study. So when I'm listening to them, I'm studying them while I'm working out.
Who the most person you studied?
Oh, man, it's a list. It is a big-ass list. But I would say it started East Coast. Now, I'm from Texas. A lot of people would think I would start in Texas.
I hear people say that. I got people in from the West Coast, and they be like, nah, I was listening to that shit. Like they not abandoning their roots. I'm never going to say that. But they really did study a lot of this shit that was going on the East Coast. So it doesn't surprise me.
Right. So you had a question? Or?
No. Do your thing.
So this is during my waiter time. So this is when I got to age 17.
Okay.
This is what's leading to that.
Year. Give me the year.
It was 2014.
2014, you was 17.
I was 17 at the time. I turned 18 in 2015.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So during the time of 2014, February actually, I had got that job as a waiter. I was a busboy for about 3 months.
Okay.
So during that time, I forgot how I came across them, but I know it wasn't a movie. Mm-hmm. It was a song, but I forgot what the song was. Mm-hmm. It wasn't the famous songs they put out, and I'm about to tell you who it is. It wasn't the famous song like the Walk Router or anything like that. It was one of their other songs.
Not Red and Meth.
Yes. Woo. Yes. Red Man, Method Man.
You know what? To me, their favorite song?
What?
This is for all my smokers. That shit there, goddamn.
Yes, man, bro.
But that is a crazy ass combination, though.
That
you put them two together, that shit just weave, intertwine so crazy with each other.
Oh my God, bro. I love the Blackout album.
Dope.
That is my most favorite album between both of them. Both of them, bro. Separately, they got their shit going. But that album itself, it's the best album they could put out at that time and actually to this day, in my opinion.
And it gets swept under the rug. Some people never heard of that shit.
The Blackout album. Go check that shit out.
Of that shit.
That's what opened my mind up to creativity in music. Listening to them, I'm talking about literally, I listened to this album for 3 months straight on repeat every single day. I was one of those ones where it's like,
I wouldn't have never thought that shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That shit, real. I'm telling you, when I study, I actually study. Like I study you. You know what I'm saying? Real. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, when we was, I'm making sure I'm speaking to the mic. When we was recording, the other time I came through, remember I told you, I took the idea of what you was doing where you was recording on one track and you recorded one part on that track and then you used the second track.
Yeah, I just put them all on that next one. Yeah. I just go that way.
I got the idea from you. You know what I'm saying? It's from studying you. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I'll give you your credits. You know what I'm saying? I want you to feel like I'm just taking shit from you. Like,
no. How was you doing it before? I'm interested to know how your process was.
For me, it was just straight through.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just a straight through method, and then I would just playlist and then just try to get that part perfected. Then as we started getting more advanced in school with what they was teaching us, I started applying those techniques. So now it's like, all right, now like say for instance, where we in audio post-production, where it's like what Kendall showed us where he was recording this part. And then he's just gonna record the next part, and then the next part, and then the next part, just to get solid takes. And they record 5 playlists of just that one part. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm about to start doing that shit to not make it, but to see what it does for me because of how my writing process is. You know what I'm saying?
People out there, when I tell you, when you go check his music out, listen to how he layers his vocals. That shit is like perfection. I don't know what he does.
It's still being perfect.
Like when I watch him, I'm like, I walk away because when I come back, it's like, damn, like he really layers that shit, and when it sounds like if I had to put a comparison to anybody, it's like some Nate Dogg shit, like where
Nate Dogg,
nobody can deny that shit was put together right.
And Nate Dogg is that nigga for y'all who don't know. He was that
like
nigga. West Coast.
This man really, and that's just, I only say that because when he does his like melodies and like the singing parts of it. Now when he does his spitting, you can tell this man really cares about his craft, about how he puts his shit together. So at the end, when we throw these links up, whether it be the SoundCloud, whether it be the Apple Music, whatever, when we throw these links up, go check this boy out, because I'm telling you, you're going to hear what I'm saying. But yeah.
Man, look, for one, I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever you do say stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I don't let it go to my head, but I be so giddy on the inside because I'm like, man, look, somebody recognizes my shit, bro.
Fuck like, in, bro. Like, I'm a student of this shit.
Yeah.
You made me start really focusing on how I level my shit and layering. You said I'll just lay the tracks and lay them, upload them. Now I look at certain shit where, damn, maybe I need to do doubles and then maybe some left and rights. I wasn't thinking like that. I saw how that shit sound when you do it. So it's like, okay, we all learn from each other. That's what it's all about. It ain't about, oh, shit, man, he trying to outshine me. Or no. There's never no shit like that. It's all about, like, okay, what can we learn from each other and grow and make this shit pop?
If we can get into that conversation during this podcast, I would love to. Yeah. Because I want to point this shit out for everybody to, like, listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because this is one thing a lot of artists have an issue with.
All right, what would your advice for the artists?
Okay, so the topic where we left off at was, make sure the microphone's still good. Artists feeling inferior or even superior. Now, I am, quote unquote, quotations, a victim of people feeling like I outshine them. You know what I'm saying? On their own songs. And the thing is, I used to feel that way at one point. So how I started getting good was studying, which is something I've been, saying multiple times on this podcast. I study to the point where when I understand that person's style, why they chose to say this, why they said it at this point in the song, why the beat hit like that, or whatever the case, what they chose. When I study that, it only reinforces my knowledge of how creative I can be. You know what I'm saying? So, in turn, when I work with people who are either not on that level or are on that level, it makes them feel a certain way when they listen to me, because I'm not just coming with just any BS. You know what I'm saying? When I work. You know what I'm saying? I treat it like a job, like as if I was in the military. I'm doing this shit for a purpose. I make music because I like people feeling some kind of way when they listen to me. You know what I'm saying? At first, I didn't know that was my purpose with that. I was just like, I just make music just because I like making music. Now, an artist that does that is Tory Lanez. I study that man. Russ too. Both of them make good music. T-Pain, all of them make good music. Big Crit. I keep saying it because I'm adding more people. But they all make good music to where people can feel that shit. It's not just about, what you're saying. It's about how a person feels when they listen to that shit. That's me studying people. You know what I'm saying? So at around age, I want to say 17, going back to that time, my homie Javarian, I always tell this, bro, he like my big bro. You know what I'm saying? Even though we don't keep in contact as much, and I wish we did. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because I swear it'd be a beautiful relationship being able to work with him as much as I would like to. You know what I'm saying? But he got his own stuff going on. I got mine. Mm-hmm. But when that man first featured on my other homie's song, so I got Javarian and Isaiah. Mm-hmm. I'm going to explain Isaiah. I'm going to explain Javarian. Isaiah, I grew up with him in high school too. We was making music. You know what I'm saying? He had the microphone in the closet at one point. All the clothes surrounding that shit. You know, the old school way. And this was before I knew how to actually rap on the microphone. I used to yell at that motherfucker. I used to be in that closet yelling my ass off into the mic. And this man said he had to squash my vocals every single time because I didn't know how to record. I used to be terrible at recording. I didn't know like I could just speak into the mic like this and it'll catch my voice and I could just fluctuate my vocals if I wanted to instead of.
I knew somebody used to grab the whole stand and shake that bitch. He had to feel it.
Yeah, no, it's definitely ways of doing that shit, and that is funny though. I swear, I would laugh if I seen a person just like
shaking the fuck out that shit.
That
like
shit
I've
would be
seen
funny, bro. But yeah, I used to do that shit. Terrible at recording. My homie was good at mixing and recording. You know what I'm saying? Like actually tracking vocals. He was good at that, and he was good at mixing.
Okay.
Because he had a one up on me with that. I never did none of that shit.
Right.
Excuse me. All I did was write, and at that time I was bad. Now I'm gonna say it was around 15, 16 actually, not 17. 17 was when I actually took a shift. But so we was just recording music, just doing shit, having fun. You know what I'm saying? Then Isaiah gets the bright idea to do a remix to Pound Cake by Drake with Jay-Z.
I got you.
He does his verse. Then he told me, yeah, I got my homie Javarian. He explained to me who he was. I was like, oh, I seen him around school a couple of times. You know what I'm saying? Javarian is a cool dude. I'm talking about this man just looked chill. You know what I'm saying? He in his zone. He just minded his business and cool as fuck.
Right.
Like he cool as fuck. But dude, you know what I'm saying? He keep to himself a lot. Mm-hmm. And that's how I am too. Mm-hmm. Isaiah plays Javarian's verse. I'm telling you, bro, I was so mad at myself listening to his verse. I got mad at myself listening to his verse because Javarian came on that bitch like he owned the song. And he was like painting the motion picture with motions of being quicker. Silence seems to get thicker with smoke is mixed with the swisher. And then he just started going off. Like he just started going off in the verse. And like his delivery, everything how it sounded. It was just like, bro, who the fuck is this nigga? And why don't I sound like him?
And I bet when he did it, it wasn't a shot at neither one of y'all.
No.
It was just how he approached the track.
He was just doing his motherfucking thing.
Right.
I'm sorry for cussing too much.
No,
but I'm getting in that mode where like this shit really, like I'm feeling it.
Do man.
He was doing his motherfucking thing, bro. Right. And I was just like, damn, this nigga cold as fuck. Why am I not on that level? Mm-hmm. That's what I was feeling. That's why I started feeling inferior. I was like, damn. It took him for me to realize there are artists that are like J. Cole, where they're better. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really look at them like that until Javarian. And I was like, damn, he in my peer group and he on that level. Where this nigga sound like he should already have a record deal. Why do I sound like this shit? I tried to actually structure my verse to emulate his shit when I put my version on there. Listen to my shit. If I listen to my shit now, I'd be like, man, that shit was garbage, bro.
Because it wasn't, that wasn't core. Yeah. It wasn't coming from the core.
Yeah, it was me emulating somebody, trying to imitate him instead of, for one, speaking from myself, and then also, you know, just basically just being me. Just basically that.
That's it. Yeah, for sure.
So, it's a caveat off that. That's what studying came into play. I studied that nigga music to a T. I know all his songs. You know what I'm saying? Like that remix, I forgot the verse. You know what I'm saying? But you see, I started it off because I memorized it that much the way at least I know how to start that motherfucker.
Right.
But every other song he put out after that, I was on that shit. I was promoting that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, I literally, if I was to say, I am one of his biggest fans. But I don't say I'm a fan, nor do I have, like, I don't look at people as fans. I look at, or anything like that. If I'm trying to make sure it makes sense. I don't see another artist and think of myself as a fan of them. I think of them as an influence.
I feel you. I like that. I like that.
I don't, because to me, being a fan, it's like borderline dick riding, if that makes sense. It's borderline because you'll do anything and everything for them. You know what I'm saying? You'll buy everything. You'll do all this extra stuff.
They'll say some shit hot when it's not hot because they are fans.
Yeah.
They'll know that shit ain't hot, but because they fans. And then 9 times out of 10, it's shit outside of the music that's making you more of a fan. It ain't even the music that at this point. It be other shit going on.
So yeah, people like Javarian, I look at them as influences. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who I studied, who I rock with. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, now with his current music, and if he even watches his podcast, there's no diss to him at all.
Right.
But like,
that's all fucking bigging him up at the end of the day.
But like, just to point it out, his rapping, me personally, I feel like he just trying to conform to a style that everybody else is doing.
Who's not? Until people, it's like, what, like Jim Jones said, give the people what they want to see. If you go with that mind state, you're going to give the people what they want to see, which is the most, whatever the fuck popping at this point in time.
Yeah.
that's what they expect you to want to give them. But
I don't know if
no, you good.
Yeah, I still listen to all his shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just now I have a preference. His R&B shit is on point, regardless of whatever he puts out. His R&B shit is fucking infinity times better than his rapping shit now. His rapping shit now, it just sounds like everybody else stuff to me. And it's just like, bro, you are too fucking talented to be sounding like everybody else, dog. For one, you got the engineering down pack. You know what I'm saying? You got the producing down. The producing is down pack, bro. Like, this nigga production style is so top tier, bro. This nigga should not be under nobody management. This nigga should be where Russ is at right now. He should be where Tory Lanez is at right now, bro. He should be up there. That's how good I think Javarian is, man. His rapping style, I'm just like, bro, you too good for that shit to be sounding like everybody else that's out here talking about drugs, money, and all this extra shit. Dog, you should be out here living it up, speaking your truth. You know what I'm saying? And now that might be his truth, but make it more interesting. That's just how I feel.
More personal.
Yeah, that's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's not to throw no shade at that nigga. I still jam his shit. Even like he got a project called Dumb. Dumb, that's one of the projects where I think it just sound like everybody else, but it's his own version, which is something I do like. It's his own version of the shit that everybody else is putting out. And his production style, even if it's somebody else's stuff, he still has a good way of doing it. You know what I'm saying? Then there's his singing shit. Like I said, his singing shit, that shit by itself will get that nigga to a Trey Songz status. Not as far as like the legal shit. Yeah. No, I'm talking about like where that nigga, like when you say that name, when you say Trey Songz, you
caliber,
know who the fuck
like
that is.
Caliber status. Yeah.
When you or Eric Bellinger. When you say Eric Bellinger, a lot of people don't know him, but those who do, they know who the fuck that is. Eric Bellinger is one of the best penmen out there as far as R&B records go. I mean, not even just R&B. He dibbles and dabbles in other genres as well.
You know who gets under me? That nigga Rico Love.
Oh,
because my name Rick Love, and when you go to search that shit, a bunch of Rico Love shit gonna pop up. Shouts out to Rico Love, but damn, I'm Rick Love. Show me some love, motherfuckers.
For real.
But yeah, when we started going into this pocket, you started out. I caught it. You was like, a lot of people be inferior to you.
Okay, so we getting back to the topic. All right, my fault. Yeah, we started going off into a whole
different tangent. I want to know like what is it about you? I personally know, but let the people know like why is it that them vibes come across now, where it may come off as intimidating or not worthy than because the way you put your shit together.
I honestly think people say they love music, but they don't love it as much as the next person. You know what I'm saying? A person might say they do music or that they, that's the shit they do. But when it comes time to actually work, it don't show. You know what I'm saying? It don't show as much as that next person does. If I feature on a track, I'm trying to murder your fucking track. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I'm approaching it. I'm going to murder that shit in my style, in my way, and make that shit sound good. Because I love music. This is what I do, and I'm going to do what I do. You know what I'm saying?
And that's crazy because a lot of artists that I've worked with, they have that mentality. They have that, as they should. Because it's like, you want to make the dopest song, but when for me, I don't look. I cannot make this shit up, bro. I do not look at it like I'm gonna murder this motherfucker. I literally want to make the best song, so I'm gonna bounce with the artist I'm rocking with. I'm gonna bounce with them because we trying to work. So, but people really like go in that pocket like, yeah, I'm gonna lay this shit down, and it ain't competitive. It's just you letting the world know. I can do this shit. This is what the fuck I do.
Yeah, when you hear me, this is what the fuck you got. You know what I'm saying? And it's not no bullshit. Now, to caveat off of what you was talking about, it's also a person knowing how to be humble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have that mode to where you see it now. Like whenever I come here, I'm in that zone. You know what I'm saying? We in here making music and I'm working on shit. I was just fixing on your the beat. I didn't touch your vocals. I just focused on the beat because I heard some shit to add to your shit to make it sound better. I can't wait for that fucking song to come out, by the way. Bro, that shit gonna be lit.
I appreciate it.
Whenever he drops his project with the song Deceiving on that mother.
Oh, shouts out to Love, Hate, Love Part 2.
That project.
The first one is on that Piff. Go search me. Go find that shit. That shit's a classic. But this one gonna be crazy. But what you saying about how you do your shit, it shows when they hear it. I promise you. That I'm going to murder that shit. It shows.
Yeah.
It fucking shows. The way that you put. I told you, I played our songs that have your verses on it, and the niggas be like, who is this? And I'm like, that's my boy, Mr. Anthony, goddammit.
Now you got now you have like, a visual to match to the name. You know what I'm saying?
Like they like, yo, this shit is on another level. I'm like, yeah, because he really take this shit serious. Like, he knows how to do music. Like, it ain't like that. Whatever he doing, that shit is dope. And then like, you know, when this shit was going down, I let you know. Like, that's what it is, bro. You on the right fucking track at the end of the day.
And see, the thing is too with that. Everybody hears that stuff and be like, damn, that shit tight as fuck. Y'all can see it now. Whenever I do lay that shit down, I'll be like, all right, does this sound good? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm still questioning this shit.
Nigga is on Mars. He can hear a fucking pin dropping Pluto.
I'm just such a perfectionist, bro. My fucking ears be hearing all this shit.
Is on a whole nother level.
Yeah. I hear sounds before they're there. I hear sounds that are there that shouldn't be there, or I hear different ways the beat should sound and shit like that. And all I do is make sure to articulate it. I don't be like, hey, this shit should be like this, nigga, make it like that. No, I make sure I communicate with whoever I'm working with. Hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? This might sound good this way, but if you like it that way, fuck it, we can roll with that. I don't want nobody to feel like, man, I can't work with this nigga.
He gonna address it. He gonna address it because it sticks out to him. To the average listener or the average performer or artist, musician, whatever word you want to put there, he'll hear that shit. Where the next person might not. And I respect him for that because he knows if we address it, not to fuck it up, it's going to make it better.
Yeah. And then also, you don't want it to be one of those ghost tracks that constantly haunt you when you put the song out. Right. I have a couple songs like that now where it's like, you not going to hear certain shit. Right. Because to you, it's just, you know, it's just a song. But to me, when I listen to it, like say, for instance, one of my favorite songs, OMG, Woe Is Me, for the hook. Every time I listen to that hook, and now knowing what I could have done to make the hook better as far as sonic wise, right. The hook is loud.
You when said it comes OMG?
OMG, Woe Is Me. Like, OMG, woe is me. What's it, is it gonna be? On the land or in the sea. Hop on top of me. Put that work in, get the fee. Got it locked down, ain't shit free. In the presence of a G. You know me. OMG, woe is me. Whoa. Oh, you know what I'm saying? Just a vibe with that shit.
Okay.
It's just a vibe. But the hook, just to get back to it if I lose track, the hook is loud. Because I'm still getting used to stacking properly. You know what I'm saying? I know how to stack. I know what it is I'm hearing and what to do, but it's just a matter of making it sound cohesive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Being able to put it together properly without shit sticking out every time there's a stack. So like, it's like, you know me, when it's singing in there, I have high notes, like higher, it's like, if I can remember it properly. I got low notes. I got mid with like I'm talking right now. I'll sing it like this. I'll sing it with low notes. I'll sing it with higher notes. And then I'll sing it with another.
I wish y'all could see this nigga waves, like his waveform when he does this shit. I know what he talking about, but if you see it, the shit'll blow your mind. It's mind blowing. This motherfucker really be in here stacking that shit. How he explaining it, but to see it, it's like you gotta appreciate it because most people, unless you're like a full-blown R&B singer, they ain't gonna go to the extents. But he hears, before he even stacks them, he hears it already. He's like, okay, if I do my main and then I dub it, if I do one to the left, one to the right, and then I can pan them, I can make this one, mix it where it has depth. This one has presence. This one has fucking... The lefts and rights gonna have the reverbs and delays. Like he already knows when he does that shit before he does it, and I'm telling you, it shows when you hear it.
It's just a matter of actually working through it. You know what I'm saying? I hear that shit before I do it, and then it's just like, all right, now that I hear it, and if I have it put down or if I laid it down already, then it's just like, all right, now what are my techniques of getting it to sound exactly how I hear it? And that's where the perfectionist comes in, because then it's like, all right. Let's say there's a delay. Like, for instance, I'm working on one of my songs for my EP that I'm trying to drop later this year. There's a delay that I want to add towards, I think it's the hook. And I have a delay already put on there where it just basically fills the space. You know what I'm saying? But the delay I want is the one that carries on in certain parts of the song.
Okay.
And before I even remembered that we learned this technique in mixing techniques and RA3, I forgot. You know what I'm saying? It's basically send automation, but using the mute. You know what I'm saying? I forgot to do that. And I could have got the sound that I was looking for, even for the song I gave Mike.
More free game.
I was like, I could have did mute automation for some of the stuff that I was looking for. But, I mean, granted, we was booked with classes and homework and shit like that.
You know how that shit go.
Yeah,
shit
it was just like, all right,
stop.
I just want to make sure I get this shit laid down at least to the best of my ability at the timing that I have for it. You know what I'm saying? And I gave it to him. And I told Mike, I was like, hey, I should have gave you the second mix that I had because I went back and mixed that shit because I was curious. I was like, could I have done this shit better? Yes, I did. I did it twice. Fuck, I'm tongue-tied. I did it much better than the first time because I actually controlled the vocals for one when I was doing. I did ducking. I did automation on it too because I didn't do it on the first one. I didn't have automation like that. For the second one, I did. My fault. We good? Okay, yeah. I did automation for the second one, controlling certain frequencies that were peaking still. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, all right, well, with automation, let me control how high they go. So I'm going to turn them down here instead of trying to use a compressor to attenuate that. Because, when you use the compressor, it's going to compress the whole signal. Right. You can't just target one spot.
Right.
I mean, you could try to do it with automation as well, but then it just defeats the purpose.
Right, right. That's extra fucking work. You working your ass off of it. They might not even get the result you're looking for.
And I'll just use automation just to control those words. Right. So when I did that in the second mix that I did, and then I just went through, cleaned up some stuff here and there, the second mix sound completely better. And I'm just like, bro, I wish I would have actually had more time to, really do this shit. All it took was a day. That's all it took. And
it's all good though. Yeah. It's all good. It's a learning block at this point. Like you figured, because the song means a lot to you. So it's like, damn, I wish I could have. But now going forward.
Yeah,
we ain't accepting no shorts on nothing because you already know. Like, all right, if a situation arises even similar to that, you know exactly what to do.
Yeah. It definitely it's trial and error.
So I got one for you.
Okay.
So. Do you put pain in your music? Real life pain, like real life heartbreaks or real life just bad feelings. Do that come across in your music?
24/7. I could tell you a song now.
Talk to me.
Man.
Talk to the people. Let them know.
God, bro. This song, very personal, dog, because for one, before I even, if I didn't know y'all, I wouldn't fuck with no nigga because I hate men. And that sounds like a female thing to say.
I was listening to a song today from one of my guys back home, man. He like, my man Ty Social don't fuck with niggas. And it was like, but the way he was putting it, I get what you're saying. So, yeah go ahead.
It's because of the men in my life. You know what I'm saying? The men that I've come across or who I've experienced from other people's situations. It's like, damn, how do I avoid from becoming that type of person? Right. Because the more you experience the shit, the more it rubs off on you.
Yeah, you feel like that's the way. That's the fucking way. That's how it should be. And what it takes for you to be in other environments and come across genuine, real ass people.
Yes. That's like y'all. You know what I'm saying? You, Mike. Like, we didn't even have to really go through the motions of, all right, do I vibe with this nigga like that? You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, it's a test every single time. It's a low key thing because it's like, all right, yeah. Every time we get together, we just making sure like the vibes is good. Which every time we was together, yeah.
Now it's it's no question.
Yeah, it's like, hey,
all right, hey, bro, we come through. He hop on this motherfucker, start working. I'm like, bang, do you? Yeah. You don't gotta question me. He's so adamant about it because he don't want to step on toes. I appreciate it, but I'm so fucking cool. If you know something that's gonna make that shit better, do that shit. I'm one of the easiest going motherfuckers, bro. I do not be like, no, I got it exactly the way I want it. I did it like that. No, if you feel like you hear something, see something, analyze something that's gonna make it better, go for it.
You know why I'm like that?
Why is that?
Where I always I give common courtesy before I do something. It's
Nah,
because,
talk to me.
It's because of the military. This guy that I know, my homie. Well, I don't even know if he considered himself a homie now because we don't talk. You know what I'm saying? It's been a minute since he got out of the military and since.
Well, whoever homie is, just know in his head, you still the homie.
Yeah, I'm about to say we still cool if he want to talk to me. His name was Fierro.
Okay.
And it was one day I had an inspection with I think the master sergeant, and I didn't have any shoes because
Like
you're supposed to wear your what is it I think it was either the Charlies we was wearing or we was wearing the Alphas.
But it was an inspection day.
Yeah, it was an inspection for me to get I think for me to get promoted or something like that. I forget what it was.
Shoes? Huh? You didn't have the shoes?
Yeah, I didn't have the shoes.
Shit.
And the reason I didn't have the shoes is because the ones I did have, they got lost on deployment. And I never thought to go get another pair because, for one, I didn't have a car. And I had to rely on other people giving them gas money and shit. And it just wasn't an important thing to me at the time.
Right. We ain't thinking about that.
Yeah.
Right.
So Fierro had a pair of shoes that I could fit. And now this is why I learned to actually, think before you act. Because me and this nigga almost got into a fight over these shoes. Because I was being rushed, for one. You know what I'm saying? They was like, yeah, we got to get you to the fucking master sergeant, whoever it was. I think it was master sergeant first time. Don't remember. But it was like, yeah, we got to get you to the higher up, basically, so you can get inspected. Right. I'm like, I ain't got no shoes. It was like, fuck it, find some. I'm just like, all right, fuck. So I go get his shoes. You know what I'm saying? Use them, get inspection. This is where I fucked up. I forgot to put them back. I left them in the trunk of my other homie Merc car because I had to go back to the shop and do work. Okay. So after the inspection, I had to go and get back to work. So they was in his trunk because I changed clothes at the shop. And I think it was a day that went by. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't think about it. I forgot. So I think I came from the gym or some shit like that. It was either the gym or the chow hall that I came from. I come back to my room and who was it? Was it Romero, I think? Or was it I think it was Romero. Or it was Merkley. I think it was Merk. Yeah, Merk was in his bed. And on my side was fucked up. Like, all my shit was just thrown out everywhere.
Ramshack.
Yeah.
Damn.
And I'm like, what the fuck? And he was like, Fierro. And I was just like, yo, bro, what the fuck? And he was like, what you mean, what the fuck? He's like, you took my shoes or some shit like that? He just started going off on me about these shoes. And I told him, I'm like, nigga, I told you I couldn't do shit. You know what I'm saying? They kept fucking hounding me trying to get to this damn inspection. I needed the shoes. You know what I'm saying? I asked you. You told me no. They told me, fuck it. So I said, all right, fuck it, I'm getting these shoes. He was like, I don't give a fuck. I told you can't use the shoes, this, that, and the third. Speaking in his Dominican voice. I think it was Dominican, Puerto Rican, some shit. He was one of them. Not to, be racist and nothing like that. I forgot. I think it was Dominican, though. But he was like, yeah, I told you no, and you still got the shit, yada, 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 yada. And then, we just started yelling at each other, going at it. Like, man, fuck you, bruh. Like, fuck you and whatever you got going on, nigga. Because, for one, you supposed to be taking care of me. You're my higher up, technically, because he was a corporal. I think I was still Lance at the time. Okay. I'm like, nigga, you supposed to be taking care of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have the shoes. Nobody at the time was available to take me to get these shoes. When I did go try to get the shoes, they didn't have my size. And then that required me going off base. We didn't have the time for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So
they say get the shit done. That's how they really get it done.
Yeah. I ain't had no other choice but to get these fucking shoes. And then this nigga, he walked up on me when he came to my room because he followed me into my shit. And then he was just he started talking more shit. He walked up on me, bro. I swear I squared up to this nigga. I was like, bro, you take one more step. And I didn't say this to him, but this is what I was thinking. He take one more step, I'm laying this nigga flat the fuck out. I don't care if you take boxing practice classes or whatever the fuck the case, nigga. I know how to fight too. Fuck the fact that you do boxing practice. We gonna be squabbing in this bitch. And I guarantee you, I'm gonna make sure you fucked up. Because I'm already fucked up in the head. Whenever I think about, anytime I'm in a room with people, I always think about how to fuck them up. And that's a fucked up mentality to have. But I know I keep cussing, I'm sorry.
It's all good, man.
But I always think about how, what would the advantage be and what would the disadvantage be? For one, for me, if somebody's taller than me, it's the height. So what I think about, if it's a person taller than me, I'm going for the legs. I'm kicking your shit out. And I'm going to kick it in a direction it's not supposed to go.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think about shit like that all the time. So for Fierro, you know what I'm saying? He was just a couple inches taller than me. Mm-hmm. But I'm like, shit, the moment you walk up, I'm whacking your shit right in your jaw because that's where my fist finna go. I know exactly where my shit finna go. And he stopped. I was like, he lucky. God actually kept us from falling out right there because he stopped him from taking that another step. I'm telling you, that if he had took one more step, my fist was going straight for his jaw. And I wasn't going to miss because he was in the range of where my shit was going right there. I'm like, bitch, don't play with me. Don't walk up on me like I'm just one of them niggas that's just a bitch.
And this
Bro,
was about some shoes.
And you see, the energy I got now, that was the energy I had then. Like, nigga, you coming at me about these fucking shoes, bitch. You supposed to be helping me, making sure I even get the chance to be promoted in the first fucking place. You already got your promotion.
Yeah, like you fucked the shoes up or something.
Yeah, they was in the trunk. You know what I'm saying? I could have cleaned them shits for him if he wanted. If he was like, man, they dirty or some shit like that, nigga, you could talk your shit, but don't come at me like that, bro. Don't go fuck my shit up. Yeah. You can still talk shit to me, but be like, man, bro, just clean my fucking shoes and we good. And I'd be like, all right, fuck it, I'll clean your shoes for you. You know what I'm saying? I'd be mad too because you coming at me about the shit. Yeah. But at least we ain't escalate to that point to where we about to fist fighting this bitch over the shoes. You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, this nigga was finna go ham. I was finna start whacking that nigga shit. And to this day, I'm like after that, me and him weren't really close like that. You know what I'm saying? We talking whatever, but we weren't that close because over some fucking shoes. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, bro.
Y'all still brothers. Brothers.
At the end of the day, yeah. But it's just like it's brothers at a distance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sometimes it be like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it be like that.
I still got love for everybody, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit, I almost had a fallout with one of my Samoan homies. And you know, them Samoan niggas big, bro. Like, they got power behind they shit, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I think me and him would just have a fair fight. Like, we would just be hitting each other. But I feel like his punches would, like, hurt harder.
Man.
So for me, I had to just wear that nigga down, bro. Because one hit from him, I feel like would, like bring me back to reality type shit. Like, I actually think about this shit. I think, like, if a person hit me, how would it affect me? Because I know my endurance is high. But I know, like, niggas have higher endurance. I don't feel like I'm invincible. You know what I'm saying? I know niggas know how to do shit or they got that shit. And I don't test it. That's why I don't step on toes. Because I know I'm fucked up. And I know the moment you try to come at me, I'm going to respond. You know what I'm saying? And, like, it's going to go bad from there. Because especially if I'm in the wrong, I'm going to still, like, respond a certain way, but I'm going to try to understand why I'm in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? But if I know I'm not in the wrong and you just coming at me a certain way, we finna fight in this bitch. It's going to get to that point if we don't come to an understanding right then and there. We finna throw hands. Because I don't care what you got to say at that point. If you calling me out on some shit that I know not right, I'm not about to back down for no nigga. I'm not a bitch. Bro, my mama raised me better than that, nigga.
At all.
Like, nah, like.
But at the end of the day, the circles are different now. The circles are different now. The thought process is total. It ain't even a thought now. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's like even if a motherfucker rub you the wrong way, that still ain't the thought process. You just know now, like, let me back off this motherfucker, man.
Definitely.
Because I don't even need to even think to go there because it'll be bad for me because of the shit the trouble I'm gonna get in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because you know what you're capable of fucking getting into. So
quotations, I'm labeled a weapon in a civilian
I
world.
believe it.
Yeah.
You said Marine Corps, I already knew off the rip. This motherfucker done been through some shit, seen some shit, but he don't act like it. Like if you didn't know, you wouldn't think it. When I first met him, I ain't think shit about none of that. I was like, but when he told me, I shifted my mind state. Like, yeah, he cool and all like that, but he been through some shit. Trust me, because I've had experience with dealing and talking and interacting with other Marines, and it's like, but he did show me another side of that world because I always felt like them motherfuckers just didn't give a care in the world. This dude do give a care.
Bro,
you just don't fuck with him. Yeah. Just don't rub him the wrong way to the point where you fucking with him. You know what I'm saying? And that's any damn body at the end of the day.
Yeah,
but
honestly.
This motherfucker, like anybody in that realm it's a different realm. You got to be real mindful of how you play with that type shit because these motherfuckers is trained to do shit that you won't expect it.
Now watch, look. I guarantee you whoever watches this podcast be like, oh, that nigga don't look. I could take that nigga on or whatever. Bro, I'm humble.
Yeah, he ain't he not out here being a tough guy. He just talking about real life experiences, about what really happened and the emotions that bark through it. You know what I mean?
Talking about whatever any other nigga would say. You know what I'm saying? I am a human being. I feel these emotions. This is how I am. You know what I'm saying? Other people are like this. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? I can't stress that enough. I am human. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was in the Marines, I'm still a human being. That don't mean, like, yes, some of the
stigmas.
Yeah, the stigmas, or what's another term I was looking for? The stuff they instilled. You know what I'm saying? Some of that still sticks with me today. Like I say, how I address the room I'm in. You know what I'm saying? They taught us how to clear rooms and shit like that. Blessed, I never had to go to war. You know what I'm saying? But because I was a part of infantry. Tongue-tied, yes. Because I was part of infantry, I went through the stuff they went through. Where as far as training. So the more I did it, the more instilled it got in my head. You know what I'm saying? And it's to a point where it's just like I can't help but think like I'm still in the military sometimes.
You know what's crazy? What my sergeant told me about a room, when it comes to a room, assert dominance. You walk in the room and you look at that room and you realize how you gonna assert dominance in that room. And I'll never look. I'm not that kind of motherfucker, bro. I'm too cool for all that shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm the same
I
way.
ain't coming in this shit like
yo, I'm that
like
nigga.
I'm a play on words or that shit. Too much thinking and technical shit that is fabricated to me if it's not the real me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can go in the room, analyze it, and like, oh, stay away from that motherfucker. I don't know about that motherfucker right there. Like, but I will say, people in life that I've encountered, and whether it was good or bad, I always retain it because it shows me when I catch it again, when I deal with that type of shit again, I already know what it is. I know how to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I can't fuck with somebody like you, motherfucker. Like I know what type of time you on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You got too much shit going on right there, buddy.
And I'm too positive and I'm like just a free, happy spirit. So motherfuckers will take advantage of that shit or think you weak.
Oh yeah.
Think you're weak, but don't get that shit twisted.
Nah,
you know what I'm saying?
It's like we all got our own agendas. You know what I'm saying? Our own things about each other, or ourselves. I mean,
yeah. So I digress from all of that. We're gonna switch lanes.
Go off that tangent.
Yeah. So now we going to the product placement portion of the podcast.
Yeah.
So today's product that we're gonna be promoting. It's gonna be Waves Platinum Edition.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you're a recording engineer or if you're a producer or anything dealing with the world of audio, you know about Waves.
Yes.
It's not a secret.
Yes.
Right now, they doing a promotion. 99 bones. 99 bucks.
99.
For the Platinum Edition. That shit come with that H delay, the LA2A, a whole bunch of other ensemble of shit, the Renaissance. It's a lot of shit in there.
You hear 'em.
I looked that shit up and it's like $1.28 per plug-in. And this, trust me, it's game changer.
You hear that? Game changer.
You feel me? Waves Platinum.
Yes.
Go check that shit out.
Get that shit.
I guarantee you, you won't regret it because I'm using the Waves Platinum. You feel me? Yeah. All right, so with this podcast being called Fly Talk TV, the Fly stands for Forever Love Yourself. Shouts out to all my fly niggas out there. You feel me?
Yeah.
Talk to the people. Let these people know about a time where you was going through it, like where it was hard for you to love yourself. You know what I'm saying? What when you looked in that mirror, you didn't like the reflection you saw back. Like, how did you deal with it, and how did you bounce back? And what advice could you give to these people so that they know how to go about, you know what I mean, that self-love part of their life?
Honestly, and I'm still dealing with it now.
Okay,
don't ever, for the people watching this, don't ever think that it's something you can get over and be done with. It's something that's a constant thing. There was a point in time, and I want to say it was after I got here in Orlando, where it's just like, because of everything going on, where it's just like school is taking up all my time and I don't have enough money to be able to, pay for these bills, or I can't do this when I want to, or this like that. It started making me feel more and more depressed. And in turn, I started losing sense of myself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's like I couldn't really focus on making sure I was straight mentally, physically, emotionally, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And what helped me bounce back from that was my peer group. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
real.
Having
That's fucking
you and Mike.
real.
You know what I'm saying? Having my girl.
That's real.
My family.
That's
you know
real.
Like all those characteristics into that, or not characteristics. Those factors. I'm gonna say that.
Right,
all those factors helped me realize that, in a sense, life is still worth living. You know what I'm saying? Not saying I was on some suicidal stuff, but I know people that are on that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like being able to have those factors, and also being able to self-evaluate too. Like the moment you can realize this and also pay attention to this, you'll actually start to understand yourself again, especially if you come from the military. You know what I'm saying? Because it's still an adjustment trying to just be normal.
I've been through, trust me. Like, you see how all these hosts on, like all these guests on my show, you ain't heard my story yet, god damn it. But trust what he's saying, that's some real ass shit.
And it's a process. It's definitely a process trying to get through it. I mean, like I said, I'm still dealing with it. There's days where I just feel like shit. You know what I'm saying? As soon as I wake up, I just feel like shit. And I try to overcome it, because it has an effect on how your day is, how you interact with other people. It definitely does. And it's hard. It's hard trying to shake it off. It's like you constantly got a demon specifically made for you weighing you down every single time. When you wake up, you feel sorrow.
That's what it is.
Sadness.
That's what the fuck it is. Because you're on the path. Think about it. Every positive has that negative.
Yes.
So you're trying to be the positive, most positive form, best form of yourself. Mm-hmm. It's always got to have some kind of restraint to it, where that's gonna pick at you. It's gonna pick at you. It ain't you necessarily putting these thoughts in your brain. That's the job of the enemy.
Yes, it's a feeling.
Yeah,
it's not even you think. It's a feeling. It's emotion, and it's like you question it. Like, where is this emotion coming from? I do it every day. I'm like, all right, so I wake up. Why do I feel like for one, constantly tired, especially when I got a full night's sleep? So why do I still feel like it's like,
I thought it was just me, guys.
Nah, hell no. I'm like,
I come through the motherfucking doors, man. Shit get real.
For real. It's like, damn, why I feel like I'm exhausted. Like I just worked out and I'm tired from working out type shit. Or why am I thinking like, oh man, I don't feel like doing this shit, or if I do this shit, I'm not gonna get it right.
Just
or
bad vibes.
Yeah.
All bad
honestly
vibes.
And it's yourself. It's the enemy, or the other version of yourself that most people don't address. A lot of people don't address the other version.
That's real. You hear that? Say that again, bro.
The other version of yourself most people don't address, which is that side that is constantly against you. It's like Two-Face, you know, from Batman, I believe. Yeah. Is that his name, Two-Face? I think.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Where you got the human side of his face, right? Mm-hmm. Then you got the monstrous side of his face. That's basically how we all are. We all have that. You know what I'm saying? We got the side where we're completely normal. We function every day. Then we got that other side where, even though we're functioning here, there's a whole bunch of dysfunction shit going on over here that's clashing.
Can that be fixed?
It can be assessed.
Where it's just a normal face.
It can be assessed. You know what I'm saying? It can be masked if that's...
No. We don't want to mask it. We want to fix it.
Okay. So
it's a regular face.
All right. So can it be fixed? I mean, potentially yes. But the thing is, people don't seek it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are not going to actually seek to actually repair what's already damaged. And then that in turn takes a toll on what they do day to day. Next thing you know, the side that's messed up starts taking over. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, the whole face is basically the dysfunctional
Do
side.
you hear this man?
You know what I'm saying?
Do you hear this man?
And that's the side that I struggle with, trying not to let the side where it's just like I'm constantly feeling a certain way where like I just feel like shit, fuck the world, this, that, and the third. I try not to let that side take over. There are days where I wake up and I already feel depressed. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I don't want to get out of bed. I don't want to do shit. My girl has to deal with it.
You're not by yourself. There's so many people out here, and they hide that shit on Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter. They hide it. They hide all that shit.
Who was it that said it? James from Audio Post Production. Surface Value. You know what I'm saying?
Surface, yeah. A lot of this shit,
they see
majority of this shit is surface level.
They see level. There you go. I said value. They see all. Oh shit! I hit the mic. They see all this shit here. But the thing is, do you ever think about what the person has to go through on a day to day?
I was overseas one time, and I don't want to fuck her name up. I'm not gonna fuck it up because I don't remember it. I don't want to say it. But she basically was like, Rob, you okay? You all right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking good. I'm all right. She was like, you sure? And I'm like, yeah, I'm in Poland. I'm having the time of my life right now. I'm fucking Gucci, yo. But her thing was, most people that's happy like that, they really not really happy. They shielding some shit. She pulled me to the side and was like, nah, like I'm really asking you because I've known people with your same traits and characteristics where they be happy, but they really not happy. Like, you not right. Let me know. And I'm like, shorty, I'm good. You ain't talking about some extra shit. Don't talk to me about this because I'm good on this end. Yeah. Like, and I left it at that. You know what I mean? It's like, I get it where you never know. People shield a lot of shit. People shield a whole lot of shit, man.
That is, yeah, that's a constant thing. And like, just to go back to the question, can it be fixed? Like I say, just to reiterate it, it's a constant process. Everybody has to go through it. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's overnight. It's not something that can even be done within a lifetime, to be honest. You can make yourself happy by doing different stuff. Yes, you can change up the narrative of what your day is, but at the end of the day, the inside of you is still going to have that feeling. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that's going to go away. And for people to understand, it's because you're human. The moment you remember that you're a human being and these are real fucking emotions that you're dealing with, the better you'll be able to assess that situation. Because it's like, okay, I feel what everybody else feels. I'm not just alone in this. That's what a lot of people feel. It's like, you feel alone. And I'm a victim of it too. Where it's just like, it's like to a point where you can't express how you feel to somebody else. Right. When really you can, you just either don't know or don't want to. And that's something my sister does now, my younger sister. Okay. Where she's been through a situation and she don't know how to open up. Right. And I've tried to like be there for her, even though I got my own shit going on. Right. But it's hard, and I understand it. You know what I'm saying? I don't force her to do it. That's another thing. Don't try to force somebody to actually, express themselves, because then you're just going to push them away from you. You know what I'm saying? And then eventually they're going to keep feeling like they're alone to the point where they might do something. And I think we know what that means. You know what I'm saying?
So if anybody out there, like, going through some shit, you know what I mean? Like, or if you're in a bad spot or whatever, before we roll out and get up out of here, what would be your advice to them? So, because this shit is fly talk. Fly. Forever love yourself. It starts with that shit. You can't do shit for nobody else until you look in that mirror and like the reflection you see. So, what would be your advice to anybody who's feeling like this shit?
That right there. Love yourself. That is the very first thing you can do. Everything I've been saying, it all won't happen until you start self-evaluation first. Once you actually realize you're a human being for one, then you start paying attention to how you function on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. Then you start assessing how you function on a day-to-day basis. Assessing, yes.
That's not nothing small. That ain't like, oh yeah, oh shit, oh goddamn, I got a headache today, and I'm gonna push through it. No, actually, real live assessing.
Yeah, pay attention to yourself more. Like, you might feel like, oh, you good type shit every day. Like Ricky said, it took somebody to ask him that question for him to even start thinking that properly. Yeah. Like, so actually thinking about yourself and how you are. You know what I'm saying? It took somebody else to actually instill that thought process in your brain. Because you just chilling. You know what I'm saying? You doing your own thing. Then you got somebody asking you, oh, are you good? The next thing you know, it crossed your mind one day. Am I good?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then you start thinking like, fuck, what's going on?
Yeah, like,
what made that person even want to ask me that question? Like, what the fuck did they see type shit? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, those three things, and then actually doing something about it. After you assess it, do something.
And that don't mean you take the world and put it on your shoulders. No, if you need to go talk to somebody, do that.
Yes. Talk to somebody. Or if you feel like you need to find a different outlet, do that. Don't be lazy about it. That's another thing my sister has
suppressing
an issue
it.
with. Yes, that right there. I used to do that shit for years. For years, especially when I was staying with my mom before I went to the military. I suppressed all my feelings.
It's too easy.
It is. And
It's too easy.
Especially as a man. It's the same narrative everybody will mention. As a man, you feel like you can't open up because it's gonna be a picture painted to where you're weak.
Vega, shouts out to Vega. Shouts out to Vega.
Shout out.
Vega straight said that shit. It's like, men can't show their emotions, bro. They gonna be looked at as weak motherfuckers. And I'm like, bro, it's all right to fucking.
Yes.
But that's what it matches up.
Bro, that you can have a moment of weakness, bro. There's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, it goes back to that first thing I said. You're a fucking human being, bro. Accept it.
First.
Accept that you're human.
First.
That is the first thing I can tell you. Accept you're a human being and that you have these emotions. Then evaluate. Then assess the evaluation. Then actually do something about the assessment of the evaluation. The four main things that I can say. You know what I'm saying? Then after that, you'll start noticing, oh, okay, I used to do this at one point, but now because I've actually addressed that situation within myself, I'm going to try to switch it up. You know what I'm saying? If I'm sitting here laying down, I'm a victim of this myself. If I'm laying down in bed and I'm used to being in bed at 8 o'clock in the morning or whatever, say I ain't got school or nothing going on. I'm just in bed laying down and I'm thinking about going to the gym because I want to lose the belly fat that I have. Instead, I'm laying in bed because it's just like, fuck it. You know, that's the easiest thing to do. A lot of people don't like being uncomfortable.
That's the key word, uncomfortable.
Yes.
You gotta put yourself in uncomfortable ass situations to make that change.
Yes.
It's too easy to be comfortable.
Yes. And look, I'm 24, finna be 25 this year.
Man.
Look at how much knowledge that I have. This is from experiencing life, from being around older people for one, but also being able to listen and pay attention.
This nigga
shutting my mouth when it needs to be shut and only responding when I have to, bro. Like, it's hard to try to instill common sense into people. That's the main thing. A person don't have common sense, they not gonna be able to articulate what I'm talking
common,
about.
Bro. It's not so common. You gotta think. A lot of this shit plays in on who raised you, and then because you had a mama or a daddy. Or just a mama. 90% of us probably just had just a mama. Some of us had moms and dads. But for the most part, social media was raising these motherfuckers.
Oh, bro.
Where it's superficial. It's smoke and mirrors. They just growing up on their fucking phone.
If we had more time for that, oh my God. That'd be a whole nother discussion. That'd be a whole nother discussion.
But yeah, man, we finna get up out of here, man. I want you to give all these people, like, I'm going to have this shit flashing all on the screen. So just tell them, like, what your social media handles are so we can have it popping up on them.
So predominantly, I'm on IG. But even then, I barely be on that shit because most of the time I just follow nothing but fat booty women. Because I love women. I love women. I got a girl, but she know I like women. And I not make her, but I have a look
That's
at
that Texas shit.
I just like beautiful women, bro. I can't help it, dog. I love women. That is my thing. It's been that way since I was young. I used to have magazines of naked women and shit that my grandpa used to hide and shit like that. I love women. So my IG is Mr. MISTER .Anthony. And if it's not MISTER, it's MR.Anthony.
We're going to have that shit flashing through it. So you just on IG?
I have Facebook. It's Michael McLean II. If you look that name up, there's going to be a shit ton of Michael McLeans. Mine is going to be me with a yellow background.
Yeah. You hear him?
I have a yellow background, like an official picture taken that I did with my girl back last year for I think it was our anniversary. We took some official pictures for the anniversary. So I have an actual picture that was snapped by like a high resolution camera type shit. So I'm the only nigga that you'll probably see with a yellow background, and me and like some like it's a shirt that matches the yellow background, but like you'll find it. There's that, and I have Snapchat, Twitter, but I barely use it, shit like that. TikTok, I barely use it. So it just those main two for now.
For sure. My dog, I appreciate the conversation. I appreciate you being a guest on the show. Shouts out to everybody that plays a role into making this thing happen.
Yes.
This is the podcast created for all the creatives out there.
Yes.
This is your boy Rick Love signing off. I had Mr. Anthony come through, shed that light on these people.
Yeah.
And we out of here. Until the next time, pull up, drink responsibly. It's all
more.
love. Yay.
I need more. I need more.
Yay.